Hey, Tech with Tigre here. This is a tutorial to show you how you can dynamically create a white or an inverse of a color for your logo and your menu and your search icon in your upper header on Divi. You could really use this on any of the themes that have a logo that will shift into a fixed header or something that's going to change and add a new class. So I'll show you just so that the geek jargon doesn't go over your head and you can just probably do this on your own. So what the issue is that on this site, when you're using Divi, is you upload your logo. This is actually an SVG logo of Lola's logo. And you have your header. Now in Divi theme options, you can set this to be a fixed header upon scroll, which is what we have. So I scroll, goes a little bit past the fold, and then all of a sudden it locks and the header is now fixed there. And it goes onto a white background so you can have great contrast. You can read it really easily. And this is what you get.
Wow.
Problem is like it's almost happening right there. But if we go to one of our blog posts, what site am I on? Where am I at? What's going on? So our upper header graphic is all black with that top gradient. And I cannot, for the life of me, see that oh, there we go. I'm on Lola Pickett now. Great. Good to know. So what we have to do here is create an ability to have the colors be inverted in light. And I really didn't know how to make that happen. And I was starting to figure out, like, could I color the SVG for the logo and make the SVG change, but it's not. And I thought, but you'd have to do it inline. So it's really annoying. And what I ended up finding was, of course, on css-tricks.com, amazing site. Chris, or one of his teammates, was going through and saying all the different ways to change upon hover an SVG graphic. And I saw this little thing called filter. And I went, wait, if I can invert it 100% and it was already black, that means it'll go to white. So if I can just play around with some classes in CSS, I could actually make it so that when it's not in the fixed position for this, when it's not down here and fixed, then I can actually invert it and have it show up. And so that's what I've done. You can see an example of it here. And then as we scroll, it shifts and inverts itself into that. Now the way this all works is because this header, this main header, ID main header, it gets an ET fixed header class added dynamically. See how it disappears down here? And then when we scroll, it gets added. So the trick is, and we'll inspect the logo. The way I have it, and this is a little more complex than you need, but I've got a main header is not. So I'm saying under Light Hero, and Light Hero is a class that's getting added into my header right here. And you find it right there. There's Light Hero. So Light Hero is being added. And I'm doing that dynamically through my WordPress functions.php. And I do that for some reasons I'll get into in a second, because I also noticed that and needs to be lowercase. We can use templates for both the page and the post, which I also found, thanks Google, and it can make that happen. So what we do is basically say when header, the main dash header underneath a post of Light Hero, it's the hero image, make it white and do an inversion on all the colors for all these things. And you'll see it right here if we go into the logo image, logo, and you'll see logo's ID right there. So we're saying for the logo, for the top menu, list item, link, and then for the not fixed header, for the ET search icon before pixel for the ET icon swap. That all gets inverted. And it works well for us because it's basically an off black going to a white. And we just say 100% invert for the filter. It works really great. I had to do this on this grounding meditation page because you couldn't see it. It was like very hard to read. And it's working, and it's so awesome. So there's a couple ways you can do it really easily in Divi. And one way is to go into just the custom advanced CSS. And it's right here. I have it commented out because I'm doing it through our functions and everything, and I'll get into that in a sec. But basically, here, I'll just get rid of the comment. This is all you'd need. And you could paste this into every page that has a dark header on it and to invert your colors. Now, Chris talks a bit more about this awesome tool of filters that Barrett Sontag has. And I guess you can just pop in a color. Yeah, like I could say my target color is Cerusi. So that's it. And I'm not sure. Real pixel filtered color. This is a perfect result. So that's if you're trying to get that color to work and make it that color. But now if I would want to say like, I would want to go from the cerulean to a pepper, then I could just do compute filters and it makes as close of an approximation of that color. So we lost a lot more in that color. So it's saying the color is somewhat off. And so you could always just play around with like, what would a bee look like in there? So that's close enough, right? So we just tweaked it a tiny bit. Really cool. Haven't used it before. That's awesome. I'll put that in the description down below too. So just going back, you can put as many different filters as you want. Again, ours is super simple. It's in an inversion. So I'm not going to save this because I don't want this in here because I have it in my functions. And so now I'm going to show you how I've got it rocking for my functions. I'm sure there's a better way to do this. I'm not a hardcore programmer. I'm more of a hacker for this aspect of things, more of a front end person. And what I have learned though, is that there's this really cool thing that you can do in your functions.php where you can assign a body class for your pages. And you could do a body class based on any type of PHP info. I just use it for the isPage template. So if there's a page template, and this will also work for post templates too, which I'll get into, what you can say is that, you know, add this body class filter. So it'll be add to the classes, and you just say isPage template, and you put it in there. So what I originally had was a no logo, and then I just get a no logo class that goes on the body, which you can see here. It would go here if I had a no logo page template, and no logo goes in here. And then I just say, when the body has no logo, hide the logo. It's really simple. But for this one, what we're doing is we want to give Light Hero the name for our whole page. Now I could use all this for the single light and everything, but I like using the Light Hero. It makes it simpler. I could have two separate because see how it creates your own template name right there for the class. You could do it that way. And then I have Light Hero in there. And you have to do an array if you're gonna have more than one that's gonna use it, because I both have the page Light Hero and I have single-light.php. Single is for the post types, page is for post types. So I use those two separate things there. And then in Page Light Hero, I just give it the template name. And there's tons of documents about how to create page templates. So just go check all that stuff out. Page template is white logo in menu, so that when I'm on a page, I can go into my template and say white logo in menu. And now, then in my, now this is SCSS or SAS. What I do is I nest all my stuff when I'm creating, just because that's how I like to do it. It's just cleaner for me. And this will output CSS for us, and it'll compress it and everything. And what we'll do is, like, I'll just hit enter, save, and then we can open menus, the style CSS. And then what I can do is I can go find, and let's do light. There we go. And you'll see Light Hero is all placed right in here. So it's all in there, just one line of code, roughly, not a ton of code being added. And I just add as many of the things in that header, and you could make it change anything. You could have it be changing footer things, anything. Just make sure you're nesting it under here. And you see the way this spits it out is Light Hero and then main header, not ET fixed header. And that's the gist of it. Save it, upload it. Then the other cool thing that I figured out how to do was creating a single light. And all you need to do for the single to create a post template was just grab your Divi main theme single template. I just copied it over and brought it in. And then once in here, you add dash light, like just like I have page dash no logo. And then you open up that file and then just make sure that you set it for which post types you want it to work, and it's comma delineated, comma separated, and then just name it the template name. And once you do that and save it and upload it to your server and then refresh one of your pages back here, like we'll grab it for the why are empaths so easy, why empaths are easy to gaslight article. You open it and then you go down and you'll see post attributes, and I'm going to actually move this up. That way it's part of our little thing right there. And under it, you just select white logo and menu, hit update. And as that's doing its thing, so that's saved. And now we're just going to visit the actual post, and it should, crossing fingers, all be white. And there it is. Now when someone lands on this page, they're not just like, who, what is this? Who is this person? Everything is in white up top. And that's been pretty amazing. I love it. It's really cool. I like how it easily goes right back to being black in a pretty smooth, seamless manner. And again, if you just wanted to, you could always just in Divi enable the visual builder, or in the back end edit the page settings. So you just click on either the three dots here or go into the gear icon. So click on the gear icon, go into advanced, custom CSS, and you'd paste that CSS that I had here under this gear icon. Grab the same CSS and add it there. Now you want to check to see how you have it set up. It's going to require some dinking and some playing around, or hiring someone to implement it. But this is a great solution for being able to get rid of the issue of it not working on dark backgrounds without having to then reload a different SVG logo or do a lot of crazy custom code. It's pretty light and elegant manner of doing that. So if you really like this, please subscribe, ding the bell down below, leave a comment, got any questions, and have a wonderful day. Cheers.